Have you ever wondered why we say in the car, but on the bus? Hello, everyone. Join me as I tackle the tricky world of prepositions. Prepositions can be super tricky, and today we're going to clarify the differences between 5 of the most commonly confused ones: in, on, at, into, and onto. When it comes to prepositions, even native speakers can get them mixed up. And it's no surprise, the rules can be pretty complex, and the differences can be subtle. But trust me, using the wrong preposition can completely change the meaning of a sentence, and that's why it's so important to get them right. For example, in and on are often used interchangeably, but they have very different meanings. And what's the difference between into and onto? It's easy to get them mixed up, but the truth is they're used in very specific contexts. And then there's at, which is often used in a completely different way than the other 4. So let's take a closer look at each of these prepositions and see how they're used in different contexts. Understanding the differences between them will make a huge difference in your language skills. And it's actually pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Let's start with in. In. In is used to talk about being inside something, like in the room or in the book. It can also be used to talk about a specific time, like in the morning or in an hour. And finally, it can be used to talk about a general location, like in the city or in the mountains. Next up is on. On is used to talk about being on the surface of something, like on the table or on the wall. It can also be used to talk about a specific date, like on Monday or on my birthday. And finally, it can be used to talk about a means of transport, like on the bus or on my bike. A T is a bit different. It's used to talk about a specific location, like at the store or at the park. It can also be used to talk about a specific time, like at 5 o'clock or at midnight. And finally, it can be used to talk about a specific activity, like at work or at school. Now let's talk about into and onto. These 2 prepositions are often confused, but they have very different meanings. Into is used to talk about movement from the outside to the inside of something, like into the house or into the car. On the other hand, onto is used to talk about movement from one surface to another, like onto the floor or onto the stage. To summarize, the key differences between these 5 prepositions are all about the context in which they're used. Understanding these differences will make a huge difference in your language skills, and with a little practice, you'll be using them like a pro. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this video has helped you master the differences between in, on, at, into, and onto. If you have any examples or questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about English grammar, be sure to check out our next video.